There's the North Carolina Tar Heels. The reason why Brownlee is from Fort Worth, which is in this area, as you look at their starting lineup, and of course Jenks, he likes to start anybody that is from that area within a couple hundred miles. You will see Sam Perkins in, though, after a couple of minutes of play. You will also see Jim Braddock in there after just as amount of minutes.
You better believe it, especially if Tulsa takes the lead. Here's the opening tip. Bruce Vanley won the tip. Now we have some hard contact between one of the Tar Heels and Ricky Ross, and really sprawling into the bench was Matt Doherty. Watch this collision. Ricky Ross took a hard shot, too.
Just 2 seconds in, they get their legs all tangled up and go down into the pit, which is a drop of about 3 feet, but they're okay and ready to go at 19:58.
No foul called on the play. It's North Carolina's possession as we are just a couple of seconds in. Back out on top for Peterson. Buzz Peterson now against a TU man-to-man defense. Steve Hale dumps it in for Doherty. Now it looks like TU maybe in a 2-3 zone instead. There's a turnover for the Tar Heels, and Steve Harris comes away with it for Tulsa. They were in a man-to-man look, but then sagged back into a zone. Here's Steve Hale for North Carolina, guarding Mike Smith out on top. They're in a man-to-man. Ballard posting up, dumps it off. Ricky Ross from 20. It won't go. Rebound and a foul by Mike Smith. Mike saw a chance to steal the basketball away from John Brownlee, the sophomore from Fort Worth, and fouled instead. First foul against either team.
One of those cheap fouls, Bob, because you see the rebound position he had, and as he tries to clear it out, the reason why TU, I think, is going to stay into his zone. North Carolina's had some trouble getting that ball inside of their bigger players against a packed-in 2-3 zone this year.
Peterson right side, Jordan dumping it in. They had a man open on the left wing and didn't see him. Now it's back out on top to the freshman Steve Hale. Nice pass inside, and a couple of points there for John Brownlee. But credit Steve Hale with a super feed in his 2-0 Tar Heels.
These are the first 2 points of the entire season for the big guy. Great positioning.
Mike Smith in trouble, turns it over, got it back. Jim, you mentioned before the game, Bruce Vanley a key for TU tonight. I think he's a key in just about every game this year that the Golden Hurricane plays. The basket will not count. It is a foul on Michael Jordan, and we'll have another good look at this one.
Look at the ACC Rookie of the Year. Pretty good one himself coming in Ricky Ross. And a body foul as he looks at the official. Foul number 1, the foul's even at 1.
Well, Dean Smith once wanted Ricky Ross. He lost him to Kansas. Now he's come around about way to TU. So Dean Smith certainly familiar with what the number 24 in yellow can do. Here's Steve Harris faking a shot, now up from about 12, and he got it. Tie ball game, 2-2, a minute 30 in. Steve Harris scoring for Tulsa. Brownlee for North Carolina. Left side, faking a shot was Buzz Peterson. Steve Hale back to him. Cross-court pass to Jordan. TU in a hands-up 2-3 zone. Jordan driving, dumping it off for Doherty. Ballard narrowly misses the foul. Now the rebound pulled down, dumped up and in by Brownlee again. He's got 4, and he was fouled.
John Brownlee, the 6'10 sophomore, has done a fabulous job in positioning. He goes up. North Carolina's had some trouble with rebounding, just like TU. Look at the continued effort. And they called the foul. Looked like the whistle could perhaps have blown before he put it up, but the referee waited till he did. Basket counts, and they go for the 3-pointer.
Brownlee at the line. Hasn't shot a free throw this year. Had a lane violation anyway, so it wouldn't have counted. So North Carolina will lead at 4-2, and now they bring in some players. Coming in is Sam Perkins, number 41, the 6'9 junior, averaging 11.8, an all-ACC selection a year ago. Top rebounder on Carolina's team, averaging 7.4 a game, and what a super player he is as we see 3-quarter court pressure now from the Tar Heels. Ricky Ross for Vanley. Smith, nice feed. Steve Harris! Oh, the Golden Hurricane moved the basketball well that time, and we're tied at 4. Jordan faking a shot. Down deep. Doherty dumps it back out on top. We'll watch for the big man Perkins. He's got it on the baseline to the hoop, and he scores. He is so smooth.
We've seen a clinic in the last 2 times down the floor. Both ball clubs, great passing, good crisp passes, not overpassing, but working for the good shot and good percentage shooting early for both teams.
Steve Harris, 2 for 2 from the field for TU. Ballard posting up. Harris, is he going to be 3 for 3? No. Perkins with the easy board. Heels by 2, 6-4, 17-10 left first half. Doherty working inside. Taken away. Mike Smith on the break with Harris. Two little guys against a big guy and a little guy. And a block by Steve Hale, but he's whistled down for the foul, and he thought he had made a clean stuff of the basketball.
First foul of the ball game on Steve. It's a second on the Tar Heels as you look at the replay of it. And he gets him on the back of the right wrist in the continuation of the shot. So Steve Harris will go to the free throw line, and Steve has shot just, as we look at the free throw, he is perfect. Yes, he is perfect.
Absolutely perfect from the free throw line this year. He's 8 of 8. Steve has all 5 of Tulsa's points so far. They'll make it 6. Six game. I guess Nolan Richardson, Jim, at least one of his fears has been subsided here. He hasn't fallen way behind right away like he did against OSU. Here's Jordan left side. Wow. Nothing but net. Tar Heels 8, Hurricane 6. They've got some smooth players in this team. Well, 3 of them go down, and Steve Hale is going to be called for his second personal foul as Mike Smith just kind of put his head down and tried to work through, I guess, to pass it off Jim, and they both got on him. There's the reaching in by Hale.
You don't see that very often when they put a trap on. They'll try to go out high. They'll have somebody to go the wing, but there's nobody there, so he just tried to bulldoze between the two of them. Didn't put the ball to the floor, picked up the foul.
We're 3.5 minutes in. Hurricane down by 2. Mike Smith right side for Ricky Ross. North Carolina playing a bit of a sagging man-to-man defense. Smith. Harris, who's already got 6, has 8. Steve Harris, 8. North Carolina, 8. That's the way you call it right now. He's 3 out of 4 from the field. And he's hit 2 from the free throw line, and we're 4 minutes in with a tie ball game. Good action so far. Indicative, I think, Jim, of what we're going to see all night long. That ORU Pan Am game should be a pretty good one, too. Here's Peterson left side. It didn't swish, but it counts anyway, as Peterson hits a couple. Now we're going to have a substitution for the Tar Heels. Coming into the ball game will be Warren Martin. He'll replace Peterson. Martin, a 6'11 sophomore. Where did he find all these guys?
He's from Axton, Virginia. They get them from all over, although most of them from the state of North Carolina. You see Steve Hale putting the pressure. He's both their quarterback on offense and defense the first 5 minutes of the ball game.
Harris, Ricky Ross. Ball was tipped. No chance for a rebound. Hale fought for the rebound. Now loses it. And getting it back here should be an easy. Oh, they throw it away. It probably would have been an easy 2 for Matt Doherty. He elected to give it off for Sam Perkins for what might have been a slam dunk. And now they say one of the TU players must have tipped it on the way out.
As you look at the crowd, that is really the first time of the ball game, and either team is overpassed. Doherty, who hasn't taken a shot, he is the leader in assists at 16 for this ball club, and he naturally feels that he needs to toss it away. That time, not very wisely.
I'm a little surprised we have as many empty seats here as we do in the early going, but I hear there's a tremendous traffic jam outside, and most of the TU fans are seated upstairs, so you can't see them. Perkins missing on the left-handed jump shot. Here's Jordan. You can count that for a couple. And the Tar Heels had their biggest lead of 4 at 12-8, 5 minutes in. Bob Carpenter along with Jim Roberts. Elvin Lindblad with our stats this evening as usual. Mike Smith walked with the basketball. First turnover for TU.
You don't see that very often either, because there was nobody applying any kind of pressure at all, as Herbert Johnson, the 6'10 sophomore from Midland, Texas, has lost his starting role, has not started the last couple of ball games, but I think as the season goes on, he has got to improve his statistics, and again, I think he will.
Bringing the basketball up now into the game, Jim Braddock for North Carolina, 6'2 senior guard from Chattanooga, number 24, right side for Doherty. Left side, Michael Jordan dumps it in for Perkins. He's too far away to shoot, but not Doherty, and he hits it. Matt Doherty has his first 2. He's averaging 7.4. And North Carolina has its biggest lead at 6, 14-8. Steve Harris has all 8 for Tulsa. Van Lee up strong. He was stuffed there by Warren Martin, but fouled at the same time as Bruce took it to the hoop, and Jimmy's going to have to do that against some of these big guys.
Yeah, and Steve Ballard is too when he's in the ball game. You see him going up, but also Herbert Johnson, who's been more of an outside shooter, feels more comfortable as Warren Martin picks up his first foul when he's shooting from outside, but he's going to have to go to the hoop. Now let's see what Bruce does at the free throw line.
Vanley scoreless so far. Of course, everybody is, but Steve Harris.
That was his first attempt at a field goal also.
Bruce 7 of 12 on the year from the line. Shooting at 58%, so that one will put him around 60. 14-9, North Carolina. 5 minutes, 32 seconds in. That's the way to shoot those free throws for a big man. Perkins throws it in for Jordan. Michael Jordan with Steve Harris watching him in the backcourt. Smith trying to trap. They get it away. This is Doherty out on top for number 24, Jim Braddock.
TU's in a man-to-man defense now.
Whoops. That's what you call an alley-oops. Too tall for Sam Perkins, who is going for the slam dunk. The Hurricane now with a chance to get back to within 2 as they trail 14-10. It's been a pretty good game so far. Not many whistles. Clock is run. It's been a fast-moving first half.
Dean Smith has used a lot of players. He's getting ready to put another one in the lineup.
Mike Smith may have walked with the ball again, but he was fouled. He took a little bit of a jump step, but he was fouled. North Carolina 7 of 9 from the field so far. TU 3 out of 4.
It's one thing that North Carolina has not done well in the first ball games. They've not shot well. Only about 48%. The last 12 years, they've averaged at 52%.
Amazing statistic, isn't it? All the great teams can shoot well.
Yeah, and with their defense combined in that, you can see that they have the potential of being another great ball club this year.
Harris going for 10. Oh, it just won't go. Vanley the rebound. He's got it in. Oh, he had to go up and get it twice. Great work by the big man, and it's 14-12 Tar Heels.
Nick Bruce is fired up as you look at the replay. That's just determination that put that one through the net.
Hey, if you can't get fired up for this one, you can't get fired up, period. Even if it's not a conference or postseason game. Warren. Bad shot thrown up there. Steve Harris the rebound, but Vanley may have fouled the big man, Warren Martin. Boy, Martin's a big man in there. 6'11", 226. Vanley, 6'10", 230. Here's the replay, Jim, and I think it was a pretty obvious call.
Bruce Vanley over the top of him, picking up his first personal foul, the third team foul in the Golden Hurricane. North Carolina was 32-2 last year as you look at Ty Nielsen in for the first time.
Nielsen, a 6'4" senior, averaging 3 a game, had 9 against Henderson State. Whoa, there's the alley-oop. Sam Perkins stuffing it home. Well, Jim, this is a clinic right here.
Perkins hasn't been in that long, but he's been able to tally 2 field goals.
Ty Nielsen for Ricky Ross. From about 18, it won't go. Ricky follows his shot and gets the board. Off the glass. Tipped up by Vanley. Another one. Bruce Vanley, 2 straight offensive boards for points, and he keeps his team in the game 16-14.
Not your basic tip-in on the second one, but he was up so high with the others cleared out of there. He just caught it and put it right back in, and nobody can deny Bruce when he's that close to the basket.
Warren Martin for Perkins. Vanley may have reached in, and that's going to be costly because that will be his second. TU, Jim, simply cannot afford. Nolan Richardson does not want to see Bruce Vanley get in foul trouble. That could ruin any concept of offense or defense TU might have tonight.
He is looking down at his bench as you look at the junior for TU at 6'10". As yet he hasn't decided to bring anybody in, but he is contemplating it now. And North Carolina's lead is only 2.
Doherty out on top, right side for Braddock. Inside, Perkins can't work for the shot. Good defense by Herbert Johnson there. Outside is Braddock, and Vanley rips down the rebound. Here's Steve Harris going for 10. It won't go. He had Ricky Ross to his right and chose to shoot. Ty Nielsen was also there. Too bad when you have a 3-on-1 and can't stick it home. Player sneaking in on us for North Carolina, Curtis Hunter, a 6'4" freshman. Whoops. Herbert Johnson may have fouled underneath.
Fans react a little bit to that one, as that is a 15 foul on TU, the first on Herbert Johnson. Johnson, who is just shooting 34% from the field for the year, and he pushed him off just as he started the outside move. Going to take a step outside, which is a compliment to Herbert Johnson in itself.
Matt Doherty checks out along with Warren Martin. Coming back in, Michael Jordan and Brad Doherty.
Another 6'11" player. We have seen 4 guys 6'9" or taller in for North Carolina already.
Look at Sam Perkins hitting from outside. He's got 6. Carolina leads by 4, 18-14.
He is 3 for 4 from the field out.
Down deep. Oh, Ricky Ross couldn't keep it in bounds. TU turning it over for the second time of the ball game. Jim, I think that Dean Smith is trying to tell us something here early. He's saying, hey, I got a lot of people at my disposal. I don't give up much when I bring them into the ball game, and he certainly has not.
Yeah, and TU's got to take better advantage now. The last 2 times down, they should have had at least a 50% basket. 1 out of the 2 chances came away neither time with one, and that'll be 3 seconds called on North Carolina. That's their 5th turnover. Got to remember, this is still early in the season for the Tar Heels, and they're not only without James Worthy, but also a great quarterback in Jimmy Black from last year.
They've actually played 1 game more than TU, winning 3 and losing 2. Losing their first 2. There's a walk by Ty Nilsson. Just cannot afford to turn the ball over against a team like this and expect to stay in the game, and that's going to put Ty down on the bench.
That is the 3rd straight time down the floor. It's also the 3rd turnover, but it's the 3rd time down that TU has only gotten a shot 1 out of those 3 times, even though they got it within 10 feet of the basket twice. They must improve on that percentage.
Bruce Vanley leaves. Steve Ballard back in. Ty Nilsson gone. Mike Smith in for him. 18-14. North Carolina leading with 11 minutes left before halftime.
Ricky Ross now is 0 for 4 from the field, and Ballard and Smith have yet to take a shot from the field.
Brad Doherty, a 6'11 freshman, tied up by Herbert Johnson. That'll give the ball back to the University of Tulsa. Dean Smith is not happy with this young man. Dean Smith thinks the referee counted 5 seconds too fast. Probably seemed like an eternity for Nolan Richardson. There's Mike Smith, left side, trying to go baseline. Here's Steve Harris almost walking. Ricky Ross. Foul on Doherty. That's Brad Doherty, the 6'11", 235-pound freshman from Black Mountain, North Carolina. Not to be confused with Matt Doherty, the 6'8" junior.
TU perhaps got a little break. There was perhaps an extra step as you saw
so.
the replay. I think there was also. And now Ricky will go to the line. And North Carolina is 9 out of 13, still maintaining a great pace from the field.
Ricky is 0 for 4 from the field. He's a 81% free throw shooter. And you can't afford to miss these chances against a team like North Carolina. 10:38 left before halftime. Tar Heels by 4, make it 3 at 18-15. Braddock, the point guard. Steve Harris guarding him for TU. Loose underneath, and a nice basket there by Curtis Hunter. Good movement away from the basketball by the 6'4" freshman.
6 different people now had scored. That's just a fantastic move as he crossed underneath.
Mike Smith for Steve Harris. Ricky Ross trying to work open on this side. Here's Smith bombing one up there. Ricky Ross the board. Oh, he's got 2 points. He really gave Michael Jordan a rough ride. Michael trying to draw the offensive foul. Ricky's got his first field goal. He's got 3 in the game. And the Hurricane trails by 3, 20-17. It's been a good ball game, huh?
TU applying just a little bit of pressure coming across, but basically they're into a half-court defense. They've switched between the zone and the man, and right now they're in the man again.
Right side, Braddock trying to go to the hoop. Michael Jordan, top of the key, into the paint, dumping it off, taken away by Mike Smith. Ricky Ross. Oh, what a play to control it, and Steve Harris. Steve has 10. Ricky Ross, what a great saving play he made. 1 point Carolina lead at 2019. And Dean Smith wants timeout, I think, unless it was an offensive or a defensive foul.
It was a defensive foul called on Ricky Ross, I believe. And that being the case, that'll be the first foul on Ricky. You see the score, TU pulling within 1.
9 minutes, 18 seconds left before halftime. TU whistled down 6 times, as have the Tar Heels so far. So we'll be in the penalty or bonus situation fairly quickly for both teams. Down deep, turning and putting it in is John Brownlee, the 6'10 sophomore from Fort Worth, who's got 6.
Whoever came to visit from Fort Worth to see him play has seen him score all of his points this year. He's put on quite a show. I didn't think he himself thought he would get this much playing time in the first half of this game.
So is this man, Steve Harris, who had the basketball right there. TU working around the perimeter, trying to post up Herbert Johnson down deep. Here's Harris. Oh, it just wouldn't go. Steve Hale, left side. Michael Jordan. He pulls up and puts it up. Michael Jordan in the game has 6, and Carolina a 5-point lead at 24-19. He is 3 out of 4. Nolan wants a timeout. 8:27 left in the first half of play. The story, the North Carolina Tar Heels 24, the Golden Hurricane of TU 19. We'll be back with more first half action from the Oil Capital Classic. On the short end of a 24-19 score with 8:27 left before halftime. Jim, you expressed a little bit of surprise during our break that North Carolina has shot very well so far, but I guess Dean Smith's system teaches them to be shot selective, so they're going to take high percentage shots.
I am surprised that any team can shoot 75%. They are 12 of 16. TU at 41%. Basically, TU had some opportunities 3 times in a row. They came away without the basket. So despite 75%, TU really could be within 1 point in this game.
Hurricane has never led in this one. They got tied a couple of times. The closest recently they were 2019 on that great basket by Steve Harris before the Tar Heels ran off 4 straight. Here's Ricky Ross from 20. Rebound by Steve Ballard. Now Steve Harris. Soft touch won't go. Michael Jordan rips it down. Steve Hale on the break. He should get an easy 2. Now it's North Carolina's biggest lead at 26-19 with 7:55 left before halftime.
He also becomes the 7th Tar Heel to score. The highest one has 6 points. TU now has become more perimeter offensive ball club. They've got to move it inside. They've done pretty well on the offensive boards, but the second effort has not put it back. Dean Smith's going to substitute 3 on the next time.
Johnson dumping it off for Ricky Ross. And Jim, TU's inability to get the ball inside, I think, corresponds with Bruce Vanley sitting down with 2 fouls.
Well, Herbert Johnson is playing the middle, but they've yet to get the ball inside. Of course, you've got to credit North Carolina's defense with that. They're doing a good job. There's another one of those long shots. This one goes in.
Ricky Ross from the right wing. He's got 5, and TU trails by 5. 26-21, Ricky's second field goal. He was 0 for his first 4. Here's the big freshman, Doherty, 6'11". Michael Jordan gets by Harris, threw up a bad shot after he was almost stuffed, and Mike Smith comes away with it. Whoops, look out for Jordan. Oh, Jordan going for the steal. And Mike Smith saw him just in time, and that may be the reason for the foul. He might have had the steal. Now the Tar Heels check 3 players in. Sam Perkins, number 41, the big man. Warren Martin, number 54. And a forward, Matt Doherty, number 44.
See the loose ball going away after the foul. Jordan has 2, and Hale has 2, and Bruce Vanley has 2. And Mike Smith has not been an offensive factor in this one either, as he tries to get in the score for the first time. He was 6 of 10 from the field against OSU. He has 16 assists for the year, but they need his shooting as well, and there you see the free throw percent.
Mike Smith, the 6'2 junior from Hobbs, New Mexico. Not a good shot at all. Herbert Johnson, though, got the rebound. TU in the bonus situation. Mike Smith smiling a little bit after he saw Herbert pulled out of that board. Johnson to the baseline. Yes, and he was fouled. Warren Martin reaching in. Herbert has his first 2. The basket, of course, is good. TU will be back to within 3 with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
Whoever they have in the middle, whether it's Herbert Johnson or Bruce Vanley or whether they happen to go with Steve Ballard, they need the offense out of there. Again, TU has done an excellent job on the boards. Warren Martin with his second foul. TU free throws 5 of 7. North Carolina's only been at the line 1 time and came away empty-handed.
Herbert 2 out of 7 this year from the free throw line, 29%. There you go. 3 out of 8 puts him up to 36.5, so 37.5. Right side, Warren Martin. 26-24, Tar Heels. 6:34 before halftime. That's one place Nolan likes to see Sam Perkins, about 25 feet out. Bruce Vanley back into the game for TU, guarding him. Martin driving baseline. Perkins wouldn't put it up. Matt Doherty, cross-court pass, and 3 seconds called. Second time we've had that call against the Tar Heels.
Well, North Carolina continues to get that ball inside. That is the 8th turnover against UNC. The Golden Hurricane with a chance to tie up. TU playing good defensive brand of basketball now.
Mike Smith to Herbert Johnson, left side, Steve Harris, and we're tied. 26 apiece with 6 minutes left, and Steve Harris has been incredible in the first half tonight. He's 5 of 10 from the field and has 12. Steve Hale left side. Won't go, and Herbert Johnson rips it down. Mike Smith for Steve Harris. Turnover number 4 against TU. Here's Hale. Whoops. Knocked away from him by Harris. He got it back, and Matt Doherty has the basketball. Herbert Johnson whistled down as he fouled him from behind.
Herbert Johnson, one of those guys, gives a look at the official with expression, but as he goes back in, he realizes, I think, that he reached and picked up the foul. And on the back, a little bit of the ball. Actually, he may have gotten him twice, but both of them very, very close as Ty Nielsen comes back in. Herbert whistled for 2 along with Bruce Vanley, so both of the inside people with 2 fouls.
Nielsen replaced Mike Smith. Now Creason Hay, the young freshman from Washington High School here in Tulsa, is up, waiting to come in. Doherty at the line. Matt Doherty, a 53% free throw shooter. Creason Hay checks in, replacing Herbert Johnson. Creason, a 6'5" freshman, averaging 2.5. Doherty cans them both, and the Tar Heels lead by 2, 28-26. Ricky Ross, 20 feet away. Man-to-man defense by the Tar Heels. Ross from 18. TU just kind of gave it the old Dr. J offense there, Jim. Give it to the one man and just clear out to the other side and wait for a rebound.
North Carolina will do that sometimes with Sam Perkins. So far they have not done it, but Sam Perkins has been bothered with an ankle injury all year long. Hurt him so much he could not practice yesterday.
Perkins' shot is up and no good. Oh, what a tip there by Michael Jordan. It wouldn't go. Now a terrible pass stolen away by Steve Hale. There was no business throwing that pass. Perkins down deep. Uh-oh. That ball would not have gone in. Ricky Ross knows it. Bruce Vanley on the goaltending. That pass, or rather the shot, Jim, would have been short.
That's the way it looked. Bruce with his momentum following through in the arms about 2 feet over the top of the cylinder to knock it away.
Well, you're going to make those kind of mistakes when you're pumped up. Here's Vanley to the hoop, and the pass was behind him. He had to twist around in the air, and he couldn't reach it.
TU now again getting into kind of a negative streak where they're coming away without the shots and maybe rushing things a little. They need to get their composure a bit.
Who's going to get it? Ricky Ross for TU.
TU, I think, on the verge of momentum if they can pick up a basket right here, and they're going to go out and slow it and work for the shot. They realize it can be very crucial.
Ross from 20 goes 19. Rebound. Down court for Doherty, and Ty Nielsen called for the foul just as the ball came across midcourt. And immediately Dean Smith pointed to Sam Perkins and said, nice pass. Get it down the floor quickly, and you're going to cause the other team to make some mistakes.
Yeah, TU is not working too well. Their patience is not what it should be, perhaps. Again, it's the reason why you mentioned, Bob, they're all pumped up for this one. They're in it despite the great shooting of North Carolina, but they were even 2 times down, able to get the basket back to keep it even. Now the Tar Heels at the free throw line with a chance to pull away by 3.
There's Doherty's story in the evening. .68", 215 junior, averaging 7.4. All ACC second team last year. So the Tar Heels by 4, 32-28. 3 minutes, 55 seconds left in the first half of play. Bob Carpenter, Jim Roberts with you here on Tulsa Cable Sports, your 5-star channel. First of 2 we'll have for you this evening. Nielsen to the hoop. Dumping it out for Ricky Ross. I think that's what Ty was intending. Creason Hay for Ty Nielsen. We'll have a lot of time between the ball games tonight to discuss with you what's coming up here on Tulsa Cable Sports throughout the holidays. Great basketball action involving the Hurricane both here and on the West Coast. Steve Harris. Ross. Ricky's just got that I want to shoot look in his eye, Jim. He knows that he's the guy that's going to make some things happen from the outside to maybe give Bruce Vanley a little help inside. Shot from Hay would not go along the baseline. Doherty clearing it down court. Now Braddock will start the offense with 3 minutes left. Dean Smith's team over Nolan's by 4 at this time. 32-28. Down deep, Doherty can't control. Turnover. Number 9 against the Tar Heels. Checking back in, Steve Ballard, and Herbert Johnson out for TU. Creason Hay and Bruce Vanley. Matt Doherty leaves for North Carolina.
Ty Nielsen did a good defensive job as Sam Perkins comes in. The man got in front of him, but just had to make a real quick cut. Was not able to make that, retain the basketball. TU trailing by 4.
They bring in Buzz Peterson to replace Doherty.
Again, Herbert Johnson is down low. The matchup between he and Sam Perkins. He doesn't take it.
Depends on your definition of down low, though, Jim. When Herbert gets the ball, he's a good 10 feet away from the basket or so, and that's too far out for a guy to turn around jumper, on a regular basis. Ricky Ross, what an effort. Oh, a board by Steve Ballard wouldn't go. Does he have it? No. Steve Ballard using that big physical strength of his. That's his ball game, Jim. That's what he's got to do right there.
Steve Ballard has not played a whole lot in the first half of this ball game, but as you mentioned, exactly what he did there as Sam Perkins picks up his first foul is what Nolan Richards wants to have him do. Now, back to Herbert Johnson. Herbert does not feel comfortable underneath. He's going to have to be, I think, for TU to be a great ball club. He must be underneath and play a better brand of basketball there.
Well, Steve's still not on the scoreboard this evening. He's got 3 rebounds. Good look there at the 6'8" senior from Muskogee.
Herbert Johnson is called for
lane violation.
Now he's called for a foul.
That means the free throw will count. But a foul coming back the other way, and of course that is another team foul against TU, so we are in the bonus situation for both ball clubs. Nolan can't understand the call. Herbert has 3. Bruce Vanley has 2, so TU has 2 of its 3 big men in foul trouble at this time, if you consider 2 fouls with 2:20 left before halftime foul trouble. 3 certainly is.
It's a very unusual call to get a foul on a lane violation, but that's what it was as North Carolina hits at the other end.
Had the ball gone right through, Jim, probably no foul, but when it bounced around on the rim, that made him hesitate and go after each other a little bit.
Precisely.
Brad Doherty, 6'11" freshman, averaging 8.2 coming in. Black Mountain, North Carolina. You're going to be hearing his name for the next couple of years. They get the offensive board with a chance to go up by 6. Braddock dumping it in. Up and hitting is Doherty, and he was fouled. And TU's going to get itself in a heap of foul trouble here. Vince Williams will come in for TU, replacing Herbert Johnson, who is called for his 3rd foul on this one. 4th foul, Jim. Man, oh man, Nolan and his team cannot afford those kind of statistics at this time against such a team like this. It could be blowout time fast if you get in foul trouble. Oh, what a tip. Michael Jordan way up there to tip it in. Nolan can't believe it. Nolan says it's got to be goaltending.
We'll take a look at it again, and you be the judge of it. There's the tip. It's in the cylinder. Went up over the top of it, and looked to me like it never left the cylinder. And if an offensive man gets his hand in there, that is goaltending, and Nolan is very livid at this moment.
I guess it depends on the position of the ball or the man's hand who swatted the ball. I don't know. It looked like the ball was around the cylinder. Steve Harris turning it over. Driving. Oh, it's in and out from Michael Jordan. Ricky Ross fouled in the backcourt. This time, Buzz Peterson whistled down. I tell you, had that shot gone, Jim, would have been timeout time for Nolan, and maybe his team in big trouble right before halftime. Bad foul there.
Yes, indeed. And what's happened is that North Carolina has opened up an 8-point lead And at the same time, Herbert Johnson has got the foul trouble. And at the same time, it has got Nolan upset and the ball club upset as well. So somebody has got to be a calming influence. And that's where a leader comes in for TU. And I don't know whether they have officially gotten one per se, but that guy right there, as the season goes on, is going to have to fulfill much of that role.
Mike Smith is ready to come back in. Second one won't go. The Hurricane settles for a 7-point deficit, 37-30, a minute 40 before halftime. Long pass, Jordan for Doherty. Perkins, Peterson, Braddock. Ricky Ross the board for Tulsa, and he trapped Sam Perkins into a foul. Sam was just innocently starting to run up court, and Ricky got in front of him and forced him to fall on top. So that'll send Ricky Ross back to the line.
Too bad that is not more fouls on Sam Perkins. He's picked up 2. He's played most of the first half after not starting, although they have shown, Bob, that they have great depth, and that has helped them perhaps more than anything else to a 7-point lead.
Ricky Ross, the front end of the 1-and-1. 37-31, 127 before intermission.
And both Steve Harris and Ricky Ross have 21 of those 31.
At halftime, Lon Kruger, coach of Pan American's Broncos, will be talking to us. His team plays ORU in the nightcap, if you will, here in round 1. Tar Heels by 5. Matt Doherty. Inside for Michael Jordan, knocked away. Good play by Mike Smith. And then Jordan, after being distracted by Smith, knocked it out of bounds himself. Tar Heels, full court pressure as we look at the replay.
Yeah, Michael Smith playing down low. He's more accustomed to outside, but with the man-to-man, they brought him in. And now a little pressure by North Carolina. And
Mike
again,
Smith and Ricky Ross breaking the press well. Vince Williams trying to grab the bounce pass, knocked it out of bounds by Braddock. Checking back in for North Carolina. Well, actually his first time. A 6'6", 215 junior, Cecil Exum from Dudley, North Carolina. Ricky Ross, Mike Smith.
Find a lot of talent in the state of North Carolina to fill up this great ball club.
Yeah, we all know where it wants to go to school, too. Chapel Hill. 45 seconds left. Will TU play for 1 and try to go to the locker room down by 3?
I'm sure they won't do that, but I'm also sure they won't get themselves in any kind of a reckless situation and not give North Carolina a chance to go up by, say, 7 or 9.
They want to take a good shot. Steve Harris simply held on to the basketball too long. He had a chance to give it off for Ricky Ross and passed that up. And that cost him the turnover. TU's now coughed it up 7 times.
TU making different kind of mistakes now than they did before. Before they were getting it down low and making mistakes, and now a couple of turnovers outside.
Now the Tar Heels with a chance, 30 seconds left to play for 1 good shot and maybe go to the locker room up by 7. They lead at 37-32. Clock shows 20. Attempted trap there by Harris, Ross, and Smith. Doherty, 10 seconds left now. They'll have to start going to the hoop. Doherty looks at the clock, 5 seconds. Here's Braddock outside, and they got it. 2 seconds left. Wonder why TU didn't call timeout there. They had a whole bunch of them left. They could have called timeout with about 3 seconds left on the clock. Tried to throw it in, and the clock ran out. It's halftime at the Mabee Center, round 1 of the 3rd annual Oil Capital Classic. Tar Heels by 7, 39-32. Top of the court here, we're down in the pit. And it certainly is one of the most interesting vantage points in all of basketball. We're actually down below the floor. I guess this is somewhat similar, Jim, to the old plane hangar up in Bradley, where you could be down below the court, kind of watching the game up on a stage somewhat.
Yeah, it's even a bigger fall. It's almost like falling into an orchestra pit if you went off of the floor down in Bradley. We start the second half. The Golden Hurricane with a basketball trailing by 7, 39-32, and immediately North Carolina putting on a little bit of pressure. There is Mike Smith, who's starting with Steve Harris, Bruce Fanley, Ballard, and also Ricky Ross. North Carolina opening the second half in a man-to-man defense. They'll do a little bit of shifting of men, though. Starting for Carolina, Steve Hale in the lineup. Off balance shot won't go. There's Vanley with the inside, and it's knocked away. Ball will go back to the Golden Hurricane. No foul. Yes, there is a foul registered on the play. That'll be the first of the second half. And it will go. Number 22, Buzz Peterson. There's Peterson on the left wrist to Bruce Vanley.
This man's got to have a big second half for TU to stay in this basketball game, Jimmy. Had 6 in the first half. Shot pretty well from the free throw line so far.
Yeah, TU's got to take advantage of their free throws in the second half also. They must use everything to their utmost advantage. Bruce Vanley now with 7 points on the evening. Steve Harris 12, Ricky Ross 10, Herbert Johnson 3-point play. Steve Ballard 1 free throw. Mike Smith has not scored. Second one is also good. Beautiful arch and nothing but that for Bruce, and it's now 39-34. North Carolina. Number 25 is Steve Hale. Big Sam Perkins outside against Vanley. The shot around the perimeter will not go by Michael Jordan. Here comes the Golden Hurricane. North Carolina has not put anything on the scoreboard here in the second half. 19-11 left to go. Bruce Vanley looks like he wants to go one-on-one. Not wise with Sam Perkins. Smith has not made a bucket tonight.
Important time of the game right now for TU, Jim. A great time to get right back in it. Don't want to wait too long.
Good move by Vanley. That's going to be over the top on Steve Ballard.
Well, Ballard went to the hoop and missed this shot, and then in his exuberance to pick up the offensive rebound, he picked up the foul. You'll see him right over the top there. It's only his first, so no problem there. But again, a man who's not in trouble now, Jim, but could really damage TU's hopes if he does get another foul would be Bruce Vanley. So it's something to watch at least.
Perkins with a beautiful move over the top of Vanley. He got that just a little bit with a semi-fingertip roll.
Great feed by Matt Doherty right there. And again, there's Bruce Vanley. He had to be careful there, Jim. He doesn't want to pick up that foul.
Put it in his offhand and hit it. There's Steve Harris's first basket. He starts the second half like he started the first. 14 for the night, 41-36. He's 6 for 12. They trapped him and he went up and came down. But a foul on Ross, or else that would have been traveling, as they just about had him. Second foul on Ricky Ross, second team foul of the second half. Nolan Richardson applauds the hustle, but not the official. Looked like traveling, but they got a little piece of him, evidently. 41-36, Tar Heels retain possession. Beautiful baseline move by Jordan. He and Perkins now even with ball to the floor, and we have 3 seconds. Third time in the ball game against the Tar Heels.
You know, so it's so strange in college basketball, Jim. You can go weeks without seeing that call, and now we see it 3 times in one game, and that's 11 turnovers. And Dean Smith has to be very unhappy about that figure. That's probably what's kept his team from really assuming control in this game.
Veteran teams don't make that mistake. North Carolina not a veteran team at this point. Of course, it's still so very early in the season for both of these ball clubs. TU just their 5th game, and the Tar Heels their 6th. 17-22 left to go. Ross one-on-one, 2. Ricky's got a dozen, and it's 43-40.
All right, good basketball game. Listen to the crowd. They're getting into it.
Just about everybody is in here, too.
Maybe even some of the ORU fans hollering right now, Jim. They wouldn't mind seeing a hometown team beat these guys.
Baseline shot, and again, that'll quiet him. Michael Jordan once again. Oh, he is so smooth, Bob. He, of course, also had the game-winning basket in the national championship game against Georgetown. 45-40. His shot just hit nothing but net. A very pure shooter, averaging 19. He is 7 away from that mark. Ross one-on-one against Jordan. Knocked away. Credit Jordan, but Ross has got it back and spun it too hard.
Oh, Ricky could have gone up on the near side for the easy layup, and he thought that somebody was all over him, and he went around for the underneath layup, Jim, and put too much sauce on it, and then missed it. Now let's see what happens. Oh, Steve Ballard. That'll be 2 on him.
TU has now been called for 3 in this half. The Tar Heels only 1.
Unfortunate. That should have been an easy 2 in just a 3-point deficit.
Buzz Peterson has only 1 field goal. They're using Perkins out front. Keep a bit of a motion offense, but they'll slow the tempo. Shot from the corner. Beautiful save. TU would like to stop them from scoring at this end on this drive. Doherty's shot's no good. TU crashes the board with 3 players and get away with Smith. North Carolina's back, and very wisely, Mike Smith will slow the pace. There's your score. 15:50 left to go, and he threw it away.
Well, that's what drives coaches crazy. You have a chance to make an easy pass and make the hard one.
Buzz Peterson, a field goal in each half.
Possible 4-point swing there, Mike. Rather, Jim, instead of being down by 3, TU down by 7 now.
Very similar to what happened to them 2 or 3 times in the first half. Good move by Bruce against Perkins. It's good. No basket. Traveling, and TU will come away empty-handed. And Nolan Richardson, realizing the momentum might be going his way against him.
Looked like he was ready to call a timeout, didn't it? Here's Bruce into the lane. Couple of steps there. I guess maybe traveling's better than an offensive foul, Jim, which would have been 3 on him. Even had the basket counted. Maybe it's a good trade-off for TU. I don't know.
Back in the lineup, Cecil Exum, the 6'6" junior from Dudley, North Carolina. Nolan's got the coat off. It's time to get to business. 15:22 left to go. They still have the 7-point advantage they held at halftime. Won't let him get through. No 5-second call, however. They work it back out to the point. Now perimeter time. Remember, there's no 3-point play. There's also no clock in this ball game, so you don't want to let North Carolina too far ahead, and they'll go into 4 corners on you. Here's Smith. Ahead. Exum is down and piles in. That'll be a foul on Cecil, number 2 on the Tar Heels in the half.
You think Mike had a chance to make this layup? Probably not. Well, you talk about a mismatch right there. Exum 6'6", 215. Mike Smith 6'2", 185. There was no way he was going to get the 2, so he'll try to get him now from the stripe. Good-looking Michael Jordan checking back in. Leaving was Exum, who committed the foul.
Exum showed very good speed on that one as the free throw is put in. The first point of the evening for Mike Smith. Exum was actually on the other side of the board down at the North Carolina end. As Smith cleared it out, he took off and was the first man down, even beating Peterson, who was a couple of steps outside of him. 47-41 with 14:51 left to go. Ties his shoestring. Hope that doesn't jinx him. He hit the first one with a loose right shoestring. Mike Smith, 16 assists for the year coming into this ball game. Number 44, Matt Doherty, 6 points in the first half. 6'8" junior, averaging 7 and 5 rebounds, so he's almost there. Oop, drilled it in, 1 in. 2 free throws to the 6-foot junior. Back to 5 again. 47-42. 14:46 left to go. Halftime score was 39-32. And he overlapped the ball. Braddock got it above his right knee and turned it over.
14 against the Tar Heels. Unusually high number for them. TU from the line, 14 of 18. North Carolina, 5 of 8. So TU a 9-point advantage from the free throw line.
47-42. Mickey Ross gets away from the trap. Vanley throws it in, gets it back, goes to the hoop, 2, and a foul call.
A little bit of luck and a big play for the Golden Hurricane.
Golden Hurricane had had a couple of advantages in the first half. Breaks.
Oh, look at Vanley's arm come around and hit the man in the face. It was Buzz Peterson, but he had already committed the foul. And then when Vanley went to the hoop, his left non-shooting arm came around and got him right in the eye. He's got 10 points and 6 rebounds in the game.
And perfect from the free throw line.
Think Bruce wasn't psyched tonight?
Oh, beautiful crowd. He had the last 3 free throws he had put in had just been picturesque. It is a 2-point ball game. From the corner, Jordan, and like he has done so many times tonight, he quiets the crowd and the TU people also. 14 for Michael, 49-45. 7 for 11 from the field for Jordan.
You know what they do, Jim, that's very smart. We'll see how Steve does. All right. What they do, which is very smart, they come down and take a good shot, but they do it quickly. They don't give the crowd time to get into the game with TU on the defensive and a chance for a steal or something like that.
They go to Jordan again. Block shot foul on Steve Harris. Crowd getting very emotional now. That was a second foul on Harris and the fourth team foul. That if TU can maintain their poise, this ball game could very well go to the wire. But again, Bob, you can see that they are not going to Sam Perkins, even when he is in there, which he is right now. But they are going to this guy, Michael Jordan, a sophomore. Missed it. He can put the smooth shots in from the baseline, but from the 15-foot charity stripe, he came away empty-handed. Here's the second one. Missed it. Offensive rebound going to Matt Doherty. The 6'8 junior, who's a good assist man, maintains it again. TU had the chance.
They do the little things so well, don't they?
They keep their composure. Of course, that's the influence of Dean Smith. He and Johnny Wooden could really keep him under control. Fall away, block shot, but Jordan's got it back again.
Well, look at TU playing aggressive defense.
Doherty to the baseline. Buzz Peterson against Smith. The bank shot and no good. And Bruce Vanley pulls down another rebound and dives to the floor.
Looking over the other side, even Jeff Akers from ORU had to applaud Bruce Vanley. He was smiling watching that play.
The crowd up. The shot by Smith. The tip by... Here's Vanley. It's good. The first tip by Ballard. The second one from Vanley. 7 of those points in the second half, and Dean Smith wants a timeout. Look at Bruce Vanley, almost like a guy possessed.
The crowd is really getting it on here at the Mabee Center. We're tied 49-49. 12:56 left.
May very well be the best night to watch basketball unless TU's playing ORU for the championship tomorrow.
Jim, I think we'd be naive if we didn't say that this has to be the headliner of the two games tonight. I mean, you got the defending national champions. That makes it the headliner. It has to. Field goal percentage, you see Carolina coming down in the second half shooting-wise. TU 6 out of 10. Tar Heels 4 out of 9. But that second game will be a good matchup because both teams are very, very hungry for a win. It's just in this instance you get to see the defending national champions, and that has to make any game a headliner.
12 minutes, 53 seconds. TU has tied the ball game for the first time in this half. They were knotted twice in the first half. Steve Hale back in directing it. They go to Perkins and a foul outside on Steve Harris. And Steve will pick up his third. And that is a 15 foul down the Golden Hurricane, 3 on North Carolina. Harris had a very aggressive ball game, Bob, on both offense and defense as he has tallied 16 points. Sadaz picked up 3 fouls. He held them in first 5 minutes of the game when he scored 8 points.
Well, that's a good point, Jim. When you play a team like North Carolina, to stay in the game and have a chance to win, you have to have different people get hot at a different time. Bruce Vanley, the man who's doing it right now. Ricky Ross for a little while. And it all started, of course, with Steve Harris. So you got to pass the momentum around a little bit because a team like North Carolina can shut down one guy if they have to.
Second free throw by Sam Perkins. It'll give him a dozen points. He and Michael Jordan right now at 25, make it 26 between them.
See here, Jim, we're in that situation again. TU came back to tie. Now we'll see if they can stay right with the Tar Heels. Every time they've come back and gotten this close, North Carolina has pulled away a little bit.
Steve Harris. Michael Smith, still no field goals tonight. They'll give him the outside shot. He does not take it, and perhaps wisely so. Matt Doherty, a much bigger player, ready to lunge at him for a possible block shot. Here's Ross. He double pumps. He fires, and he hits it over the top of Michael Jordan. He has 14. Doherty quickly down, missed it. TU with a chance to take the lead, and again a rebound to Bruce Vanley. Ross did it once, and he may try to do it again. They may look for Ross. Look at him. He wants a basketball. 9 rebounds now for Bruce Vanley. Shot by Harris. Good! A TU lead.
First time they've led in the ball game.
The crowd applauds, and Harris has 18. 53 to 51 Tulsa. 11:52 to go.
This is one way to ensure you won't see the four corners.
There's that smooth shot. Nothing but net. Now Smith would like to give him the lead. Reacting on defense. Here's Jordan. Goes against Harris. Drives the baseline. Harris gets him. That's his fourth foul.
It should be before the shot, which means it won't be free throws. But the way Steve Harris has played tonight, Jim, that's a bad stat for TU. There you see the bumping right there.
Nolan Richardson was wincing a little bit on that one. They're going to have to get him out of there, and Ty Nielsen will come in to replace him. Both ball clubs have piled up their timeouts, so they're going to use them to their advantage. There virtually have been none throughout this ball game, and there's just 11:36 left.
Except for one Dean Smith called here in the second half when he was tied up, and very smartly so.
There's a pass. Jordan carries it. That's Tulsa's basketball.
Well, that ball should have been stolen by TU in the air anyway. Jordan thought so. That's their 15th turnover. When it hit him in the hand, he just turned it over because he didn't expect to have the basketball. Hurricane with a chance to go up by 4 here, Jim.
Down comes Ricky Ross. North Carolina, man-to-man defense. Try to set a screen. They're bringing Vanley out a little bit on Perkins. Ballard. Nielsen's in the lineup. Smith's got the ball. A lot of playing time tonight for Steve Hale. It's going to be a good one for Dean Smith. Just a freshman out of Jenks. There's Nielsen. 11:09 left in the ball game. Tulsa a little more patient now. 53 to 51. They lead. Ricky Ross fires. Good!
Oh, he's having a night, isn't he? Rondi Turner was the man you saw celebrating on the TU bench. Ricky's got 16.
And Harris has 18 and Vanley has 13. And a little push off inside. Tulsa had Vanley and Ballard and Smith in there. And it was on Ty Nielsen. It was called the play on the outside, the foul on the outside. That is the 7th, so it'll be bonus time.
Ricky was 3 of 9 in the first half, Jim. He's 3 of 5 in this half. And he's gotten those baskets, every one of them at very opportune times here since intermission.
North Carolina going to the line with the bonus early. Jordan hits it. Michael Jordan with 15. They have 2 players in double figures, but just about everybody that has played for them, everybody except 2 players, and they've used practically their whole bench, has scored. Most of them in the first half. Second one is also good by Jordan. He's even now, 8 points in each of the 2 halves, 55-53. 10:42 left to go. You cannot afford that kind of stuff. And North Carolina with a chance to tie it.
12 turnovers against TU.
At 27 turnovers in this ball game.
I think that means one thing, Jim. Tough defense. Both ways.
Number 42, Brad Doherty. A freshman who's shooting 68% from the field. They go to Sam Perkins, and he ties it. He and Jordan now have 40 points between them out of the 55. He's 6 for 9. Good percentage. They got some guys that can shoot a percentage. That's why that 48% is surprising. Hook shot. Oh, and he got it. Oh. Bruce Vanley with 15. What a hook.
I can't believe it went the second time.
Oh, man.
He's 5 out of 6.
10 minutes to go. Jordan is fouled by Ballard, who has a few to give, but now maybe not too many. That's his 3rd.
Watch this replay. Michael Jordan almost puts his head up into the bottom of the glass. Watch this. He almost knocked into the backboard there. Good camera work by Bruce Milline underneath the bucket. Our teleproductions crew here at the Mabee Center, they got to work double duty tonight. We'll have ORU and Pan American next with Jerry Vaughn, Bill Land. We'll be filling some time in between games for you and talking with John Cooper.
Michael Jordan, again, another free throw. He has hit the last 3 in a row. Herbert Johnson with 4 fouls is making an appearance. Herbert 3 points so far, a 3-point play. Ballard 3 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 fouls. Jordan 4 in a row. 18 points for Michael Jordan. Tied again at 57. 9 minutes, 51 seconds, a little pressure. Across comes Ross. Smith, he's just been the quarterback tonight. He hasn't shot from outside. They put Steve Hale on him. Ricky Ross, and the man they're putting on him is Michael Jordan. Here's Vanley again. Good again. Turning out to be somewhat of a shootout in the half between Vanley and Jordan. He's 6 out of 7.
Well, we said before, different people have to get hot at different times. Bruce Vanley just really showing some offensive power tonight, Jim, that we have not seen this year, and he's got to do that.
TU has gone back to that packed-in 2-3 zone defense that they opened the ball game in, and it is really packed in. The ACC with a 19-foot three-point play this year. They'll be bombing away from over that zone. Shot is missed. Tulsa's got the basketball, and Ricky Ross went up to bring it down. ACC is only one of 2 conferences that have both the three-point play and the shot clock, although it will be off the last 4 minutes of the game. Beautiful steal by Jordan, and Smith goes back to tie it, and Ross, and Tulsa's got the basketball. Dean Smith says, man, oh man, how about a jump ball? It's their turn to get possession.
Maybe even a foul he wanted.
The shot is good by Bruce Vanley.
I tell you, these officials are letting them play, Jim. I like it. Dean Smith's got to call a timeout, and he is angry with the officials.
3 officials working the ball game, but this is as loose a ball game worked by 3 officials that we have seen in some time. 7 of 8 for Vanley, including 5 in a row. TU now, for the second time in this half, have a 4-point lead. So now it is their possibility, although North Carolina will have the ball, but they can get it back and turn it into a 6-point lead. Perhaps it might set the destiny. But again, a Dean Smith ball club does not fold. They will be in it to the wire. And right now, there is still plenty of time. Look at that guy. Bruce Vanley, 17 points and 10 rebounds and only 2 fouls, which means he's going to get a lot of playing time in the rest of this game.
I like it. Good ball game.
It'll be inbounded by Sam Perkins as we get ready to go. Clock down to 8 minutes, 20 seconds. And again, they just hand that ball to the freshman, Steve Hale from Jenks, and let him go. Peterson. Hale. Steve has 2 points, a field goal in the first half. Buzz Peterson from outside, missed it. Bruce Vanley has 11th rebound. Golden Hurricane with a big, big moment, Bob. If they can get this one, it's going to instill some confidence.
They did a good job of forcing North Carolina to take a shot from outside. If they can make the Tar Heels shoot like that, obviously it puts a damper on their inside game, and it really enhances TU's chances of winning this basketball game.
Ricky Ross, North Carolina, pressuring the ball now. Herbert Johnson, he's got to be careful. He's got 4 fouls.
You know, it was just over 2 years ago when TU beat the defending national champion Louisville Cardinals. Here they are again against the defending national champ North Carolina team.
Ricky Ross drilled it. It wouldn't go in. It looked like that off-balance shot was going to be in there, but it did not. Oil Capital Classic on Tulsa Cable Sports Channel 17. Glad to have you with us, and what a tournament we have underway at the Navy Center. 7:20. TU working on an upset, but the shot is in by Matt Doherty, his first basket in the second half. Again, it should go to the wire. 61-59. TU by 2. 7:07 left. Herbert Johnson. Ty Nielsen has passed up a couple of shots. Herbert right back out to Mike Smith. Ty Nielsen, his defender had his back to him, but passed up the shot. Just working around the perimeter. Vanley has it knocked away. And Braddock, who has only scored 2 points. Substitutions coming in as the ball retained by TU. There's Steve Harris. He is playing with 4 fouls.
Interesting strategy here by Nolan. He brought Ty Nielsen in for Steve Harris several minutes ago when Steve got his 4th foul. And now the team has been able to not only stay close but keep the lead, Jim, and that's going to be a big plus. Now we have to just hope Steve can stay away from that 5th foul.
He crashes into him. And that will be a foul on Buzz Peterson, and now he has 4.
Will it be a shooting foul? Will the referees think he was shooting, or was he faking this shot?
They are not close to the bonus, and they will not be a shooting foul. That's only the 4th team foul of the Tar Heels.
I think they smelled out the fact that Steve was faking a shot there.
6 minutes, 34 seconds to go. 61-59. Mike Smith with the basketball. TU in no hurry. 61-59, and a foul on Sam Perkins.
Big guy. 3 on Big Sam.
And that's 2 fouls in the last minute to make it 5 team fouls in the second half.
TU showing a lot of patience, discipline offensively. It's going to be tough to do that, Jim, when you're playing the national champions and you're so pumped up and you got the crowd behind you with a 2-point lead, 6:17 left to go. It's going to be tough to work that ball around patiently for the good shot. You know, I guess the inclination is take it to the hoop and see what happens.
Michael Jordan is back in, especially when it's basically not your kind of game, although Nolan has worked on that strategy a little bit, the Henderson game and also in this one. 6:11 to go. Lots of time. And Ricky Ross is guarded by Jordan. A lot of talent in that man-to-man matchup. Harris got
20 for Steve Harris. What a night he's had. Nolan just hopes he can stay around long enough, Jim, to be a factor at the final buzzer. He's 9 of 15 from the field.
Ed Fanley's 19 and Ross is 16. It's been a 3-man offensive show. 63-59. Backing it out, Buzz Peterson, number 22, 5:38 left to go. Tulsa by 4. Matt Doherty inside, and it comes away to Ricky Ross. There was just no place to go with that ball. 5 minutes and 19 seconds. Tulsa 63 and North Carolina 59. Herbert Johnson.
Steve approaching here for his career high.
Oh, Ross with the outside bomb, and he fired a 23-footer, and it went in.
Can you believe that shot? TU by 6, their biggest lead at 65-59. Incredible.
Again, they pack in that zone defense, and somebody pushed off. It might be Herbert Johnson and might be Bruce Vanley.
It's Vanley, his 3rd. Talking about Steve Harris a moment ago, his high 22 at Bradley last year. He's got 20 right now. Bruce Vanley approaching his career high as well.
A credit to Bruce, Bob, though he's played a lot of minutes with 2 fouls, and now 3 fouls is really no problem with 4 minutes and 50 seconds, unless he would pick up another one in the next 2 minutes. And at the line is Sam Perkins. 6 points in this half, all field goals. He has not hit a free throw tonight. Free throw is good. And that makes it 50. He did make 2 free throws early in this half. I stand corrected on that. The All-American, 6'9" junior. He's got a good touch. 3 for 3 from the line. That's shot is no good. TU with the ball and a 5-point lead. First time North Carolina has come to our city, and right now not a memorable one. 4:43. Golden Hurricane.
At the luncheon today, Dean Smith said he landed at the airport, got his rent-a-car, and it automatically took him to Jenks High School, where he recruited Steve Hale numerous times last year.
Michael Jordan picks up his 3rd foul. Carolina just has Buzz Peterson in trouble. That's the 6th. The next one will be bonus time for them.
Yeah, I think it's important, Jim, before too much time goes by, to get TU to the free throw line.
Both ball clubs done pretty well from the line tonight, especially in this half. Turnovers have been cut down in this half also, but TU the last time we looked had 12, North Carolina 15. Here's Smith. The ball's rejected to Jordan, but Johnson's got it. Steve Harris. Vanley hits it. The fans thought it was goaltending, and Vanley got the offensive board. Michael Jordan Cranston with a basket at the opposite end very quickly. He is good at that. 20 now for Jordan. 67-62.
A little bit of a different team than we saw play OSU a week and a half ago, isn't it, Jim?
Sure is. 3:55 to go, and I think probably Bob, you'll agree, a better team that played Henderson State. They were sluggish at times.
Yeah. Well, I think TU's the kind of team, I think a lot of college teams are, Jim. They play to their competition.
TU has had a lot of time to prepare for this game. They've had all week to prepare for North Carolina. Oh, too far underneath. Couldn't get the pass away. It belongs to the Tar Heels with 3:35 to go.
North Carolina knocked it way out of bounds, but they said that Ricky had stepped out before that. That was a big turnover. TU could have gone up by 7 with a basket.
They called a foul on Ricky Ross on the play. That's his third foul. And going to the free throw line for the Tar Heels. We'll take a look at the foul on Ross.
Yeah, reaching in.
He gets him pretty good with the left hand. Timeout is called. 3 minutes and 35 seconds to go, but now it's North Carolina that will try to run off 4 consecutive points. 67-62. Point lead before Michael Jordan came down to make a basket. That made it 5. Then the foul on Ross on the offensive side gives North Carolina Matt Doherty at the free throw line to shoot the 1-and-1, and Nolan Richardson is talking to his ball club with just 3:35 to go.
Sellout, 10,295 of them here tonight. No empty seats in the Mabee Center now. Glad that thousands of folks around the Tulsa area could join us here on Tulsa Cable Sports. Not a bad night for the young sophomore. 9 of 16. Just under 60% from the field.
Doherty at the line has 8 points. He got a couple of free throws in the first half. For the year, not very good. Came in 9 for 17. But 4 for 4 tonight. So he picked up his stats immeasurably, but now's when he needs them, and he's 5 for 5. Doherty got a field goal pretty early in the ball game. Then all the rest of his points in the first half were free throws. That makes it 67-63. Oh, it's a 3-point game. Doherty's in double figures.
And they took the timeout to set up the press.
67-64. 3 minutes and 33 seconds to go. Tulsa on top. Ricky with the ball. There's Mike Smith. Hunter in the ball game, number 43, Curtis Hunter, the 6'4 freshman, and also another freshman there, Steve Hale. Perkins slipped a little bit. He's got that ankle trouble. Also a knee problem. Ricky Ross just taking the basketball, using about 20 seconds and then passing off, and now Steve Harris doing likewise. 3 minutes to go. 67-64. Golden Hurricane on top by 3. They trailed by 7 at the half. They themselves led by 7 just 3 minutes ago. 10 seconds more off the clock. 2 minutes, 50 seconds to go. Pan American and ORU coming up next here on Tulsa Cable Channel 17. That's going to be a foul on North Carolina.
Steve Hale, the freshman, whistled down.
That's the 7th. It is bonus time now for the Golden Hurricane.
1-1. Free throws here become very important as you see Steve Hale reaching down. Mike Smith to the line. Mike coming in a 72% free throw shooter, hitting 8 of 11 this year. Got to hit him here, Mike. Jim. The reason I'm calling you Mike is because Mike Roberts from KOB Radio in Albuquerque helped us all week with the Justice Bowl, and I got you two so confused it's driving me crazy.
Second free throw. The free throw is good. He'll have the second one. He has hit all of his points off on the line in this half. 3 for 4 now.
Call me whatever you want the rest of the night, okay?
Second one is also good. 69-64. 2 minutes and 37 seconds.
No 4 corners here. They got to make something happen quickly. TU's in control.
This is a guy they've gone to in the other situations, and TU realizing that want to keep him away from the basket. They've got Ross on him and Harris out of the zone. Doherty, no place to go. They just have not gone to Perkins. Here's the outside shot missed by Hale. Rebound foul on North Carolina. They crashed with both Doherty and Jordan. And the foul is called with 2 minutes and 14 seconds to go. Number 1 on Matt Doherty.
It was not a bad shot selection by Steve Hale. He just didn't hit it. And then Doherty had to go way and up and then bend back over for the rebound. Here's Herbert at the free throw line now. Johnson came into the game with a terrible free throw average. If there's anybody that North Carolina wants at the line, this would be the man. Shooting less than 30% on the year. Hits it. Make a liar out of me, Herbert. Go ahead.
Perfect tonight. Nolan Richardson said at the beginning of the year that he really improved his free throws. Did not show it, though, after the first couple of games. Look at him.
Herbert says, I'm not 0 for December anymore.
It's another one. TU has done a masterful job at the line in this half, and they lead by 7 again with 2:10 to go. Oh, look at Harris pumped up. Doherty fires. Rebound, Ricky Ross with under 2 minutes down.
That might just about do it. You don't want to call it a victory yet. If TU gets a basket, this one might just about be over.
North Carolina scrambling for the ball. Shot by Harris. Go!
9-point lead with 1:45 left.
They go right to the basket. TU gets it again. I think Dean Smith wanted a timeout. They did not see him. Tulsa's got the ball, 1:34. Now he can't call a timeout.
Jim, it's going to have to be a disaster for TU to lose now. They should have it just about clinched. There's another foul.
Number 4 on Steve Hale. What a ball game and what a victory if TU can pull it out. 1:25 left to go.
Can you believe Nolan Richardson? Every time it looks like his team is just not there, they come up with a tremendous victory. We talked about the victory over Louisville 2 years ago, first week of December, defending national champs. I tell you, whoever wins the NCAA title is not going to want to come to Tulsa next year.
TU is 9 for 9 from the line in the half, making 10 for 10. 23 points for Steve Harris.
Boy, they know it on the bench. Steve Harris has his career high now. Not a bad team to get it against, huh?
Double figures lead for the first time for either ball club. It's 11-point lead, 24 for Harris, 75-64. Jordan pumps and fires and misses. TU with 1:18 to go. That's a foul in the backcourt on Sam Perkins.
What do they say? Turn out the lights.
Some sad people may be listening to this ball game on the 40-station radio network out of North Carolina. Perkins' 4th foul. But some happy people tuning in tonight here on Tulsa Cable Sports Channel 17. We hope to bring you a lot more of these through the Valley season in January and February.
What a week, Jim. First we get to keep John Cooper. Now we get a victory over North Carolina unless we have a total disaster here. A chance to go up by 13 with 1:15 left.
Steve Harris at the line. Dean Smith is all ready for a timeout. He's gone back to sit on the bench. TU has not missed a free throw this half.
It's been a big factor.
5 for 5 for this young man. 76-64. Second one is also done. TU by 13, 1:13 to go. That's a basket by Buzz Peterson, and now they get the timeout. A merry, merry Christmas, 77-66. 77-66. There it is. Tulsa leading by 11 points with only 1 minute and 9 seconds to go, and the Golden Hurricane have possession of the basketball. Don't forget, we got another big one coming up after this one here on Tulsa Cable Sports.
North Carolina ranked number 17 in the nation in the AP poll coming in. This victory, Jim, maybe with the victory tomorrow night against either Pan American or ORU, could get TU in the top 20. I would have to think they're going to have to win 2 this weekend. People will say, well, they beat North Carolina, but if they blew it the next night, maybe they're not that good. But if they win 2 and go, 5-1, they've got a great chance to crack the top 20. Second half field goal, TU, 15 of 22, 68%, 13 out of 13 from the line. That's going to win some ball games for him.
North Carolina with a pressure, and North Carolina with a foul on Jim Braddock. That's the first foul on him. Carolina has to put the kind of pressure, and they have to foul within a couple of seconds. They can't let it go very far. 1:05 left, and there's the hack on the right wrist. Jim Braddock, the 6'2 senior. There's Nolan Richardson, clipboard in hand. He probably doesn't think the clock is counting down as fast as maybe it should. 1:05 still up there.
I just turned around up here and looked behind me, and there was Rose just holding her hands. I think she's getting those arms ready to hug her husband once this one is in the bag.
Free throw is missed. That's the first one they've missed in the second half.
You know, TU played in North Carolina last year, Jim. Maybe the game not as close as the final score indicated. They lost by 8, but they were down by 24 at one time. But Dean Smith knew, he mentioned at the luncheon today, he said, we were up by 24. I turned to tell my assistant coach something. Next time I looked up, we were up by 8. It didn't happen quite that fast. But he knew Tulsa was an explosive basketball team, and that's the way Nolan coaches. That should be walking.
Yeah, TU got a result, got the basketball as a result of a turnover. Now they turn it over themselves. 53 seconds to go. Still 77 to 66.
I don't know. Can you blow an 11-point lead in 53 seconds? Just about everything in the book would have to go wrong.
Yeah, not hardly. Here's the bank shot that goes in, and immediately they call a timeout. Again, they keep going to Michael Jordan, who has 22 points, 14 of those coming in the second half. Dean Smith will talk it over. The double-figure lead is reduced down to 9, but the clock has gone down to 48 seconds.
You know, you got to like what you've seen the last couple of times. North Carolina's brought the ball down the floor as Nolan talks to his troops. Jim, they're basically out of the ball game, but they bring the ball down twice. They take a shot, they get it in, get the timeout right away. That's one of those little things that teams like North Carolina do. Well, here we are tonight on the 17th. Tomorrow night, ORU or Pan American against TU. Also, the Cabrillo Classic in San Diego on the 29th and 30th. There's the ORU Titans schedule. We'll see them playing Tulsa or North Carolina tomorrow night. They'll be playing the Loyola team and the Detroit Titans. Battle of the Titans in January. Boy, that Cabrillo Classic, something to look forward to, isn't it? TU, Villanova, Florida State, San Diego State. Wednesday and Thursday, the 29th and the 30th, live here on Tulsa Cable Sports. That's going to be a pretty tough place for us to spend the holidays, Jim. I know the fans will be concerned about us out there in the sun, but we'll try to do them a good job and keep our mind on basketball during that time.
I believe TU will play in the first game the first night, which would be a 9 o'clock start, Tulsa time.
I don't think the home team would want to play Villanova, do you?
I've read somewhere where Villanova and TU will meet in the opener, but here they've done it against North Carolina. Look at this show put on. The ball belongs to Tulsa. Was knocked away by Jordan. Dean Smith wanted a traveling call. They used 8 seconds. It's 39 left.
Well, we'll see it here. Ricky sliding. Well, maybe he got rid of the ball before he took those 2 steps. I don't know.
I think he did. This time, Michael Jordan knocks it away. Again, it's TU's ball. 37 seconds to go. Only 1 off the clock that time. Ricky Ross throws it. Nobody there except Michael Jordan. Now, you don't want the 3-point play. He was fouled outside.
That's going to be it for Steve. Steve Harris has 5. But not a bad time to get him with 34 seconds left when you've scored 23 points. What a great game by the sophomore tonight. He should get a standing O. 26 points. Let me correct myself. What a great night for him. Look at the free throws, too. His career high. He had 22 against Bradley last year on the road, Jim. So he picks the best teams to have his best games against.
He came in averaging 12 and well beyond that. So he picks up 14 5-ball games. He'll bring that to about a 15 per game average now. 1-1 for Michael Jordan. He's got 22, make it 23. These are the kind of points Carolina wants when the clock's not moving.
77-69.
They can bring it down to 7 here with still some time left. It is. Do not call a time up now, but they do get a foul in the backcourt, and now Michael Jordan picks up number 4. And there's 31 seconds to go. Clock is moving very, very slowly. Tulsa has seen their 13-point lead almost cut in half. There's the announcement of Steve Harris, all-time high, 26 points. And Ricky Ross goes to the line. 4 for 6.
You know, if you saw Herbert Johnson open there a minute ago and wonder why Ricky didn't give him the ball, that may be a reason right there. TU, even though Herbert's 3 for 3 tonight, would rather have Ricky Ross at the line in this situation than Herbert Johnson.
78-70, 31 seconds. Ross can go 6 for 8. Improved to 75% here. The free throw is in. Now he's got 20, Vanley 21, Harris 26. 79-70. Perimeter shot is missed. Jordan again, the money man, makes it 26 for Michael Jordan and Dean Smith, whose instructions are call a timeout after you make any field goal. He's done it 3 times. 7-point lead, 22 seconds to go. Ball belongs to Tulsa. We'll keep it here. There's that bank shot. And what a sophomore this Michael Jordan is.
Dean makes you earn it, doesn't he? You're up by 11 with a little over a minute left, and gosh, you play about 5 minutes more, and you're up by 7 with 22 seconds left, it seems like. When you beat North Carolina, it takes an eternity. Tulsa still should be in control of this one, Jim, because North Carolina just about out of timeouts at this point.
Nolan with that clipboard that he has carried for the last 6 or 7 minutes, diagramming how they want to spread it and keep it away from North Carolina. 22 seconds remaining. Some very attentive listeners there. Got to be a lot of happy people around there with just 22 seconds away from what everybody in the country will call an upset, and probably is, but it really might not be after the season. And again, anytime a Missouri Valley team beats an ACC team, they're going to call it an upset.
Sure. Well, anytime anybody beats the defending national champions, I don't care if it's Virginia, they might call it an upset right now. There's no telling, Jim, what this victory could do for TU down the road into the Valley season and beyond.
20 seconds to go. Again, though, you want to make it back-to-back. You don't want to come back flat tomorrow night against their opponent, whether it be ORU or whether it be Pan American. That'll be a foul. Nolan wants a 2-shot foul. They will have to settle with a 1-and-1. Foul on number 44, Matt Doherty, his second.
Only 4 more seconds ticking off the clock. We're at 18. And counting ever so slowly. This is worse than a space launch. TU in the second half free throws, 15 out of 16.
16 out of 17. Mike Smith, who does not have a field goal tonight.
Jim, that is around 95%. You can't shoot any better than that without being perfect.
All of his points have come from the line. He has 5 total, 71% right now for him. He misses. 80-72, 16 seconds. They give it to Jordan, and they let Jordan go to the hoop, and he hits it, and again, they call a timeout with 11 seconds.
Foul. Foul underneath by Doherty. It's TU's going to go to the line at the other end, so it'll be a foul. No timeout
here.
Doherty fouled underneath just as the basket went in, so it does count, but TU goes to the line at the other end for a 1-on-1 with Ricky Ross.
Score it Michael Jordan's 27th and 28 points.
Well, let me put it this way. Ricky Ross trying to fake the official into thinking he was shooting. It's Bruce Vanley.
11 seconds to go. Bruce Vanley, it's been a long time since he scored. But look at him, 5 for 5 from the line at 21 points for the night. His free throws have all been just like that.
Now, if Bruce can hit this last free throw, he'll tie his career high, which is 23 at Southern Illinois last year. He also had 11 boards in that game.
Dean Smith diagramming the fans being brought in on that particular stat. TU's got everybody spread out of the lane. The free throw is good. 23 for Bruce Vanley. It's a 7-point ball game. 10 seconds to go. Jordan drives, puts it up, missed one. Perkins crashes and doesn't get it. 3 seconds, 2, 1. Herbert! Yes, it counts and it's over.
What a way to finish. I thought he was going to slam it in, Jim. 84-74. Can you believe this TU team? They just keep beating the big boys, don't they?
Beating them in convincing style as the Golden Hurricane raising the one finger up in the air. It is time to celebrate in the locker room of the Mabee Center as the Golden Hurricane has just given a lot of fans a big tribute here in a pre-Christmas victory by 10 points over the defending national champions, the Tar Heels of North Carolina, who now have lost more ball games than they lost all year last year. Their record 3-3. Look at the ball just hang for Herbert Johnson.
Herbert, why didn't you slam it in? I guess it all counts. What a great ball game. And again, this TU team just continues to amaze.
There's your final score, and we'll be back.